Here, talking about run good, time to win and all in. Yeah, wasn't folding regardless, even if the big blind tags along, I wasn't gonna fold. Winning all ins, loving life. Ace deuce suited is a super meh hand here. Again, like it would be similar to the previous one if I were on the button. I think I'm just gonna raise call Rama and fold to the other guys. This looks super weak, but it's probably my best alternative, to be honest, in this scenario. And Lincoln has reasons to jam wide. I mean, Hama is gonna have some traps and he's gonna have some jack X in his flat range from the small blind, but now I'm gonna start with a bet. See what happens. And he's tricky enough to get a hand like 9-10 suited and like check raise the flop or something like that. His flop call is super weird. I am gonna check the turn. Yeah, and now like he's gonna have a jack somewhat often because of the flop call, but he's gonna have some random like backdoor floats and that kind of stuff. He's gonna have queen X if he floated the flop with like king queen. He should probably jam those hands pre-flop though. It's super weird, but I'm not folding a full house. So yeah, he has king 10 and I bless him, win a bounty. This hand, I could check call this hand sometime, check fold sometimes. I rolled a small number, so I'm gonna check call and I'm gonna bluff on future streets. Now I have a gutter and a flush draw. This is the most interesting street of this hand. Let's see how he proceeds. Hopefully he checks and lets me realize my equity because he loves me. He did not, but he didn't use a very big sizing, so I can just call this, check again if I hit my flush, lead if I hit a 5. When the river is the 9, like my perceived range to get to the river is king X, so I don't think he's gonna bluff enough, and the 9 has some showdown value, especially when he bets smallish on the turn. Here I'm gonna call the gem and win. I did win with my 9. He had ace jack. As I said, like I'm perceived to have a king a lot when I call both flop and turn, so I don't think he's gonna bluff. And now I am the cheap leader of the tournament. Here against pads, I check raised. I have much more 6x than he does. I do have top pair and the backdoor flush draw, so I think check raising most of my range in this texture does make sense. The turn is very good for me. It's a small card, so it interacts better with my range. I'm gonna go 40-ish% pot. And still, as I said earlier, like I do have much more 6x than he does. And I do hit this on the river, so I'm just gonna go all in. He does have backdoor flushes, and all his flushes are stronger than mine. He does have some overpairs. He does have some like hands like ace 8, but I do have like 6x. He did have a 6, and he was quite unlucky, but this means I am the cheap leader of the High Roller Hyper Turbo on Party 2, 1 out of 12. We are going for it. And losing. Here I limped jacks. I was, like, I mean, I have the chip leader on my left on the direct bubble. He's the only guy that busts me. Short stack on the big blind that can jam over this, and I'm not afraid of this board, for example. Actually, same thing, I have the nuts. Unless like big blind has a random like 10-4 or something like that. And I'm gonna start with a bet. This is the dream. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Let's go. Another bounty, final table. I said it, guys. Every string of mine has a final table, and I am the chip leader of it for the matter. So it's quite the nice final table, if I should add. This is interesting. His bounty is 625. Let's see. The next pay jump is pretty much the same. I'm just gonna ISO. I still have like high enough cards, so like if someone behind calls me with like 8 or 9s or something like that, I'm still flipping. And yeah, he has aces. It's possible. Nah, not this time. I think this is gonna be the highest EV play. I'm still gonna tag this hand as TSKO. And blinds up to make it more challenging. I love challenges. Ace 5 suited, what a beauty. Button's gonna jam, I'm gonna call and win. Yeah, easy game. Super, super, super easy game. Ace ball. I'll take an ace still. Set ace, okay. The 5 works. And we are back. Let's see what the next hand is. It is the nuts. It's kind of bunty if he raises, I'm gonna jam, but yeah, that's what I feared. I still think I have to call here though. I mean, we're playing to win and it's a top heavy structure, so let's win the flip. We are winning the flip. We won the flip and we have a huge hand at the other table, which we busted 2 players. We are a huge chip leader and and bursted the money bubble. So the run good is in the end. I'm the chip leader now, guys. It's gonna happen. Playing a hand here. I do have a good shot backdoor. On the other table, I'm just gonna open jam my 10-9 suited. I didn't bet. I don't want to build a huge pot with him, especially when Ko is in the hand. Now I'm gonna bet. 10-9 suited. Busted the only guy that was a threat, stack size wise, and now we are cruising. We basically have like 70% of the chips in play. At the final table, I'm just gonna play this game of jamming and running good. Nah, it was too much. Okay, we are heads up in this tournament, similar stacks. He has a bit more. Let's see if I learn to play heads up, because Tuesday I lost a couple heads up matches. I'm gonna limp this deep. Check back. Yeah, I'm not gonna invest money in this pot with this combo, and I still have some showdown value. So I'm just gonna try and show this hand down. And he does bet. I have bottom pair, top kicker. He is good enough to be value betting his 7x. I'm not sure he value bets his 3x. And man, I'm gonna call. He has force. And also limp this one. And I can call raise with this hand. Bottom pair, backdoor flush draw, heads up. It's a hand I have to call. The flop at least. Not the best turn card. He checks, which is good. And then, not an amazing river card either. But if he checks, I'm probably going to turn my 7 into a bluff. And I'm going to use a big sizing because my value range is quite strong. So 75% pot. And then obviously fold to any bet. You can find some calls. Yeah, he called with king jack. I still like my play. Now I'm gonna have to start jamming hands. Like this. This is actually so strong, I'm just gonna limp call. And I think he's jamming king x, most of his king x, so I'm bet calling too. Jamming against his raise. Yeah, he has a king. He has king deuce actually, and GG. Another second place. Hopefully I win this one. Ace 9 suited, I'm gonna jam. And this is the guy that suffers the most ICM pressure against me, the guy in the big blind. I can also sun run against the small blind, as I'm doing a lot in this tournament. I mean, I'm calling an ace here. It's a flip, and we are winning the flip at this point. Yep, won it. Another heads up match, guys. This one I'm gonna win. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do it. We are deep enough, so I'm gonna have a raising strategy. C-betting this. The turn is another 10. I'm gonna bet this turn again for small sizing, just because like this is a card that makes him fold all his backdoors. I still have a lot of pairs that are 4 or higher, and I still have equity, I would say. Now I'm gonna bet the 8 for a smaller sizing, like half-ish pot. He calls with a 4, he raises a 10, and that's life. Yeah, he had a 4. Now I have jacks, I'm gonna 3-bet call and win the game right now. Or raise call. 3.5. Yeah, he had 4-3 suited, in case you guys wanna know. That is quite a flop. I'm gonna go ahead and bet 2 blinds just because this flop is much better for me than it is for him. He still calls with his 6x, especially the backdoor flush draw variety, and I remain uncapped. Queen 10, calling. Check raising this flop. It's a good enough hand, and the board is connected enough that I'm gonna have decent amount of bluffs, so I'm just gonna 4x his bet. The 9 is an okay card. It's kind of neutral, thinking about both of our ranges. He does have 10-9, which sucks, but I have like top pair and a good enough kicker to bet again on this card and not fold. And like his backdoor floats improved as well. So now 6-7 got there, which he calls because it's a double gutter on the turn. And he does have some better hands, but I still think this is a value jam, especially in a board that had a lot of draws. And he folds, we have a huge chip advantage. I couldn't learn a lot from the last match because it was so short. I learned maybe to bluff less. I learned to hit top pairs on every flop too when I defend the big blind. And turn trips. I'm gonna go big here, like full pot. He called. The river is quote-unquote blank. I mean, 4-7 got there. I'm just gonna go full pot again. I don't want to cry if he jams, like I'm never folding, and he can jam worse hands like 7-9, 8-9, 9-10. But it's so bad. But like in the pair card, I don't think he's gonna fold like ace-5, for example. Especially against me, I can be bluffing a lot of spades. I can be bluffing 7x, 8x. He did call. Let's see what he had. Here I'm just jamming. He had ace-5 exactly. Now he's dominated, but he hit the jack. So that is another thing I'm lacking in my heads-up matches. Giving the finishing blow. This is probably a jam against the limp. It is kind of close. And yeah, I suck at finishing blows. Now I'm gonna limp this hand as I've been doing with the stack depth. And hit top set, which is, it sounds like a good thing to do. D8 comes, some stuff get there, but I still have a set. And now I do have a full house. And I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna go for an overbet this time. Calling. Check raising, check jamming this. I have an open ender. Like I get him to fold some 6x, he bets for this size if he does that, and I get him to fold hands like 8-9, 7-9 that he decides to bet for that size as well. That is just amazing for me. King 8 suited is gonna be a jam. This deep. Ace 5 off, it's gonna be a jam. And I do have jacks, so I'm gonna go exploitatively 2.5x. And an overcard in the flop is not amazing, but I'm getting in. He's gonna get in with his 10x too, so let's hope he doesn't have a queen. I block what he wants, and I did close a tournament, guys. Finally, Jesus Christ. Oh, it is a good feeling. I'm gonna say that because it was so painful, like losing the last 4 heads-up matches, and I didn't manage to close the first one, but it was super standard. And to be fair, the other ones were also standard. So finally closing one and having another amazing stream for No Limit Gaming. 2 final tables, a win and a second place. It is a good feeling, guys, and I'm getting very good vibes from you. I mean, you guys are amazing. You guys are positive, and it's very nice streaming here. I really like interacting with you guys and that kind of stuff. So it's been a pleasure. So I'm out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for railing. Thanks for the kind words. And see you guys next Thursday.